Manchester Derby on Sky Sports. We're on air at 1 p.m.
2 p.m. kickoff. Be there.
Hope you're not. Well done. All the best.
Thank you, my friend.
It's just not you, Gary. We all feel the same. We all hope Haaland doesn't show up and spoil our party. Though, is it our party though? We are at the Etihad playing against one of the best teams in the world, one of the best possession keepers in the world. And are we going underprepared? But all the breakdown, everything else, after this intro. Hit it. Welcome to Humble Discussions, and today's topic, we are back with English Premier League, guys. And Manchester United are traveling to their neighbours in Manchester City, and they'll be playing at the Etihad against the champions of England, you know, potential champions of Europe. Who knows? Because they have one of the best managers in the world, arguably the best, and the best striker in the world. You know, I can't even, put an arguably or, with people having doubts. I don't think there's any doubt. He's one of the best strikers in the world. I don't think there is anyone who's performing better than him at this point of time. So if you consider today, if you consider now, Erling Haaland is right up there, right? And what are we afraid of against Manchester City? There are a couple of things we should be really afraid of. Firstly, their possession. We are not going to have enough possession, that is for sure. So what needs to be concrete? Like a school, a teacher talking to their students. Tell me, guys, what needs to be concrete? Offense? No. Your midfield? No. Your fucking defense, bro. Your defense needs to be very creative, at the same time very, very stern, strict, and at the top of the game. Because if they get any side of goal with players like De Bruyne, with players like Bernardo Silva, even the fucking defenders, bro, Joao Cancelo, oh my god, like he'll take a shot from nowhere. And John Stones, bro, John Stones, we should not forget him. He scored a screamer in the Champions League just the week before the international break happened. Out of nowhere, the only person that you wouldn't want to score in your team sheet, or you never would have guessed to score, he comes in and scores a screamer and puts his team back in the game. So who knows what tricks do they have up their sleeves? We have to be ready for everything. Our defense have to be top notch, right? We'll go into the formations in a bit. Something that I want to stress on, the second thing that I'm going to say is our defense needs to be strong. That's number one. Secondly, our holding midfielders need to be at their very best, right? Because again, if we require possession that we're not going to get, and the odd balls that we need to win here and there in order to have our counter attack in proper place, right? That is going to require a lot of interceptions and sliding tackles and ball winnings overall, so as to we can go ahead and catch them on the break, because they'll be attacking our defense out and out. And we are holding midfielders need to throw themselves on the ball, not on the players of course, but on the ball, and try to win it back and try to go ahead and feed our strikers wherever they get the chance, right? Our strikers, our wingers, whoever. That needs to be strong. These are the couple of areas that we need to be immaculate at in order to get something from the game. Again, I'll not go out and say that we are going there without any hope. There is some kind of hope, but again, this team is pretty difficult. Every time that in the past that I've said that we're going to get rolled by Liverpool, we won. I said Arsenal is a difficult game, we thrashed them, right? But none of the games we had enough possession, right? We do not have a lot of possessions against top teams. I think we were on the 20 to 30% mark. That's not enough. So if we can do the same thing against Manchester City, who knows? We just go ahead and have 20% possession and go ahead and win the game. I will take that any day at this point of time. I will take anything at this point of time. A point is enough, good enough for us at this point of time. But again, United blood, United DNA, United gene that is running here, running in my veins. I'm not satisfied with the 1 point, and neither should Man United be, right? And that is not how we play football. We play to win, right? We'll go to the teams right now and see what can we expect and what can we not. All right, let's go. This is the team that I prepared, right? We know there are injury scares to Rashford and Martial, so we will not have them, I'm guessing. Maybe, I mean, they're doubtful, right? So why not just make a team that we think could line up? So Ronaldo, my favorite player, is going to start. And looking at his recent performances, been pretty average. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I am very biased for Ronaldo, but I'm not gonna lie now. He has been pretty average. He has been not scoring easy chances. His shots have been really weak, guys. That is where I am a little worried. Even if you feed Ronaldo, will he have that touch in him and that final ball where we get a couple of chances and we need to bury one of them? And I think if you take a Ronaldo a year back, he'll score you a couple of goals if he get a chance. I remember that goal that was called off against Liverpool. Oh my god, what a goal. Bending past Alisson, that was amazing. But now if he gets a half chance, he's not, in the recent past, he's not being able to convert them. Half chances are not good enough for Ronaldo in the last 5-7 games. So he needs a complete ball, and half chances are where we are thriving on at this moment. Breaks, running on breaks, catching them off guard are where we are thriving on. So will Ronaldo be enough that day? I am questioning this, and when I question this, it is a matter of concern, because I have never doubted Ronaldo, but 5-7 games. Though I'm not doubting him, I'm not doubting anything that he stands for, but his form hasn't been immaculate. I know a player of his class just needs a game here and there to come back on form, and just needs the taste of the blood to get into his prey. And I hope that game is against Man City. I hope he gets a sniff of the goal and he gets to bury here and there, because he hasn't scored in the Etihad for the longest. I think the last one was for Real Madrid when he came to Man City and he scored. And an away game, I remember the Jose Mourinho celebration on the pitch. That was the goal that he scored last. And after that, he hasn't scored at the Etihad. So this might be an important game for Ronaldo, and we can all hope and pray that he goes ahead and scores a couple of goals. Why not even a hat trick too? So we start with De Gea, of course. Who else? Malacia, very important player for us. He's been doing really great for Netherlands as well. Varane, Martinez, Dalot. Of course, there's no question here. Even Dalot was a first choice starter ahead of Joao Cancelo for Portugal. But again, he didn't start in the last game that they lost against Spain, did he? But, we don't have Joao Cancelo, so we don't have to worry about our right back problems. Dalot is going to start, and he's going to be a very pivotal part of the team. This centre midfield is where I'm a bit worried, because there are things that I want to speak about, which I'll just quickly go through. I'll just take 30 seconds to make my point here. McTominay is a good add right now. He's been fighting for his place and he's doing really well for the team as well. But Casemiro, do we need him? Yes, we do, because we are going to rely on winning the ball and catching them off guard, and through balls and then long balls, and just get one chance here and there and you try and score a goal, nick a goal, like what we did against Arsenal, right? So McTominay is going to be important. I think Casemiro also needs to start. So where Bruno comes into play is where the reason is he's the captain, and also he performed really well for Portugal. We are not going to take that away from him. After his kind of a sad interview, honest one, but a very sad interview where he tried to focus on other players and what other players have issues with other clubs, other fans, and why he was getting compared and whatnot, whatever. After that sad interview that I felt was not justified, or from a player of what we consider Bruno to be, like we need him to be at his very best, rather than complaining about why are people complaining about him. Of course people will, that's our job. Your job is to play and perform, and we stop complaining anyway. He was good for Portugal, right? Eriksen. So the only idea of how Bruno comes into play tomorrow, tomorrow is Bruno. The idea behind Bruno will be because he's the captain and he's been doing well for Portugal. Because if you ask me, I think a Casemiro here can, a non-rusty Casemiro, of course. If he's rusty, then he's no good to us because we don't want to lose the ball instead and lose our chances of winning it back again, or feeding it to our strikers, because Bruno will do that better than Eriksen. Feeding it to the strikers. But the whole idea of Casemiro being here is for him to be at top form, at his top game, and going ahead and winning balls and feeding it to maybe Eriksen or maybe Sancho directly or Anthony or whoever is in front of him at that point in time. So winning the ball, putting in his A game, sliding tackles and interceptions, I think Casemiro is better than Bruno at that point, at that instance. So if we are relying on a game where we will not have possession, so Bruno might be a bit useless. Winning balls, Bruno will put a lot of effort in running behind the ball and running behind the players and giving his solid work rate in, but Casemiro will be winning the ball. So Ten Hag has a difficult choice between Bruno and Casemiro. And Eriksen is of course going to start because he can do a lot of things here. He can play as a defensive midfielder, he can play as a ball feeder, he can play behind Ronaldo, he can do a lot of 1-2 on the wing as well. He can help out with the defense here and there. So he's a very utility player at this point in time. So we are not dropping Eriksen at any cost, right? That being said, Sancho and Anthony, of course, why not? Because we don't have better players at their positions at this point of time. And Anthony is going to start, right? 100 million, you don't bench him against Man City. And Ronaldo, because you have no other choice. I hate to say this because we have no other choice, hence Ronaldo, because this should not be the case. Ronaldo means no other choice. You don't need to have any other choices if you have Ronaldo on your team. But right now, I hate to say it, but that is how it has been. And that is not how I want him to win that fucking golden boot for Premier League. I want him to do that. Seems pretty impossible at the point of time with Haaland doing whatever he's doing. But again, we hope Haaland doesn't show up. So that is the team for me, guys. That is what I feel about the team. I think Ronaldo has to start because, yeah, sure, I'm not going to repeat that. Eriksen, Casemiro, McTominay. I think Bruno is still going to make the cut though, and Eriksen is going to help McTominay with being somewhere in between Bruno and McTominay. I think that is how Eriksen is going to fare up, and Bruno will play like a passage between the defense, the upper, the center midfield and center defensive midfield and the strikers. That is how Bruno is going to put his work rate in. That is at least what I feel. My predictions and my final thoughts on the game. We can win the game. I'm not as confident as I was against Arsenal that we are going to come out with a good result. I was really comfortable with calling it out against Arsenal, right? For some reason I was, and we won. Against Liverpool I wasn't, but still we won, right? Now we are on a good run of games, right? We have been doing really well in our Premier League games, except for the loss against Sociedad. We were still good. Right? We went to Sheriff and we had a win. Now, what I feel, my final thoughts will be, if this team plays, the entire team that we showed that was in front of us, we need to win balls. We need to feed our strikers, and our strikers need to finish. That is where I'm very skeptical. Maybe Sancho and Anthony can help Ronaldo, throughout the game and try to feed him as much balls as possible so that he can get one goal and get his confidence back. That's very important. If he gets his confidence back against a team like City, there is no other team that will, be safe after that. I think tomorrow is the game changer for Ronaldo if he starts. Tomorrow will be the big game. If he gets one goal, everything else in his path for the next couple of games and, for the entirety of the season, at least till the World Cup break happens, I think he'll be a player to watch. Tomorrow is a very big day for Ronaldo, and of course for Man United in general, because any game with Man City is huge. Though I feel games against Liverpool are more impactful, but City is still our city rivals, right? And so we have to go ahead and win this. We cannot be like humiliated like last year, or most of the times in the recent past I can recall that we have been humiliated more times than we have won. I say humiliated and not lost. We have been humiliated out and out, right? So I hope we don't get humiliated and we just go ahead and win this game, because that is what we want at the end of the day. We want to see good football. I know our football is not a lot of possession based right now, but tomorrow should not be the one where we try and play possession, because if we do not execute it well, we are going to lose, and we're going to lose really bad. So we can stick to our plan that we have right now, and perform better with that plan rather than switching things up. Of course, we are going to, this is not the team that we are going to start. I'm sure whatever I mentioned, there will be changes here and there. So Ten Hag might have a plan, and I really respect his plan as of now. Hopefully the plan works out, and I hope we see good football in front of us and we go ahead and win this game, because why not? We are Man United and we better than City, right? Yeah, that will be it for the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one, but please try and comment for better reach, and just write O or K on the comment feed, right? Nothing else. You don't have to say anything, because I think this is what even you guys think. I don't think there's something to add here, and I will of course, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.